right, sorry for that break in transmission. Well, Sport Eye is back to its bet. Now let's continue from where we stopped from. Okay, I'm going to take this story again. Enugu Rangers defender Ifeanyi Oyebuchi says the Nigerian champions are positive heading into tomorrow's CAF Champions League second preliminary round first leg against GD Sagrada Esperanca of Angola at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium. While given the assurance in a chat with the club's media, Oyebuchi agreed that the match will be tough given the visitors' 4-0 aggregate. Yeah, 4-0 aggregate thrashing of St. Louis Sons United of St. Charles in the first round. According to Oyebuchi, says we are fully prepared. We've been working hard ahead of the encounter, and I believe that by Friday, victory will be ours by the special grace of God. We understand goals win match, especially at this stage of the competition, and we have been working going into this fixture. We are confident and we have self-belief that we shall secure the group stage ticket after the 2 legs of this round of the competition. This was according to the Center. Flying Antelopes are intensifying preparations for the encounter under the watchful eyes of Coach Godwin Nosike and other lieutenants of Coach Fidelis Idechukwu, who is on national duties with the senior male national football team, the Super Eagles, for AFCON 2025 qualifiers. The players have been responding well to drills, and they are raring to defend the club's badge and flying the flag of the country very high. The club media said this to the other household medias, while the team have been in Uyo putting finishing touches to their preparation for the encounter, targeting a result that will to a large extent position them for a place in the group stage of the Premier Continental Club competition. Rangers have met Angola's side 6 times, winning for losing 1 with the 4-0 spanking of Atletico Petróleos. The Atletico Petróleos de Luanda in the CAF Confederation Cup encounter in 2004. It was their biggest win, while a 3-1 aggregate loss to CRD Libolo in the 2030 CAF Champions League is the only loss for the Coast City side to an Angola opponent. To reach this stage, Rangers edged Zilimanjo of Comoros 2-1 on aggregate, with both legs played at Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, which was adopted as home ground by both teams. Rangers won the first leg 1-0, while the reverse tie ended 1-1. Sagrada Esperanca proved relatively rampant in front of goal in the last round, coming away with a 1-0 win over the road. With the 1-0 win on the road, and steamrolling their St. Charles opponent 3-0 in the second leg at the Estadio 11 de Novembro in Luanda. The second leg of the fixture involving Rangers and Sagrada Esperanca holds on the 22nd of September at the same venue, Luanda. Alright, so talking about the CAF competitions. Alright, quickly, let's talk about Nigerian players that are applying their trade abroad. Alright, but before we do that, let's talk about the national team a little bit. Former Super Eagles goalkeeper Dida Peter side has compared the differences in the Super Eagles squad under former head coach Ose Pesero and current interim coach Osine Guafon. To be recalled that Pesero was the coach of the Super Eagles until March 2024 when he left his position upon the expiration of his contract. The Portuguese led Nigeria to the final of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON, where they lost to Ivory Coast 2-1. Following Pesero's exit from the Super Eagles, Finidi George was made the interim coach and was subsequently given the position permanently by the Nigeria Football Federation. But Finidi resigned from his position after failing to record a victory in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Benin Republic and South Africa a few months ago. Following Finidi George's exit, the NFF ultimately appointed Eguafon as interim coach. Eguafon led the Super Eagles against Benin Republic and Rwanda in the AFCON qualifiers in September. When he was asked about the differences between the Super Eagles under Pesero and Iguafor, Peter Saheed told Channels TV, says, let's go back to the finals. For me, the finals and the game we played against South Africa were the killer for me. For those games, I just said, sack this coach, Pesero. And when the coach of South Africa came on air, I was in South Africa then, and he said he was shocked to hear about Nigeria coach. He was shocked to hear that the Nigeria coach said, don't go forward, don't cross the line, defend. And it's like, with this kind of players, with this kind of capacity, we have the best set of players in Africa. Look at their names. It will be Osimhen. You know, look man, we have some of the best players. You can't cage this kind of players. You give them expression. Austin Eguafor has done that. We had an expression in Uyo. We scored 3 goals. We had an expression in Kigali. The goalkeeper saved them. They carried the goalkeeper after the end of the game, which means we came out to attack. This is what they are talking about. When this team begins to build and play with this kind of confidence, we should be absolutely unstoppable. And he made some decisions that we are happy about. You know, he benched Osimhen not because Osimhen wasn't good enough, because Osimhen hasn't played any competitive game yet, and it will be dangerous for the player to just put him into a tournament or into a game. He will get injured, and that was professionally handled. The game against Benin Republic, Iwobi didn't play well, right? And he was comfortable enough not to play him in the second game. That is leadership for me. Austin Eguafor was the captain when he played. He was the captain of the national team. So he's a big boy now, and he's part of the system, and he's making the right decision. It is just for me. We are on the right channel. This was according to Peter either side rather. Alright, Nigeria football fans have taken to social media urging the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) to retain Austin Eguafor as the head coach of the Super Eagles following the team's recent impressive performances in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. The team secured a convincing 3-0 victory against Benin Republic on Saturday before being held goalless by Rwanda in Kigali on Tuesday. This result have left Nigeria top of Group D with 4 points from 2 games, sparking renewed confidence in the team. And their interim handler, Austin Eguafor, appointment as interim coach came after the Nigeria Football Federation failed to secure the services of German coach Bruno Labbadia due to stringent German tax laws rather. This latest stint marks another chapter in Eguafor's extensive and complex relationship with the national team, having first taken charge as caretaker coach in 2005. The 59-year-old served as interim coach during the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon, where Nigeria showed promises in the group stages before a disappointing performance against Tunisia in the round of 16, where they exited the competition. The team's mixed fortunes under his tutelage have polarized fans and pundits alike. While in the recent qualifiers, Eguafor demonstrated tactical flexibility. Against Benin, he fielded a strong attacking lineup that yielded dividends. In the subsequent match against Rwanda, he made an audacious change. Starting Fisayo Dele Bashir in place of Alexander Iwobi, while surprisingly starting Victor Osimhen from the bench. Despite the Rwanda game ending in a goalless draw, the team showcased their attacking intent. Ademola Lookman had a goal disallowed in the first half, and the introduction of Osimhen and Moses Simon in the second half nearly broke the deadlock. The Eagles created numerous chances, but were repeatedly denied by Fiacre Ntwari, the Rwanda goalkeeper, whose exceptional performance earned him the Man of the Match award. This resilience and tactical adaptability have not gone unnoticed by fans, many of whom see Eguafor as a coach who understands the nuance of African football and can bring out the best in the current crop of players. The course for permanent stay in the team's dugout come at a time when the NFF is at crossroads, weighing the merit of local expertise against the allure of foreign coach pedigree. Added to the intrigue, initial reports suggested that Austin Eguafor has stepped down after the Rwanda match, citing the completion of his 2-game mandate. However, upon arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe National Airport in Abuja, the coach clarified his position, stating he was still very much in charge and ready to continue his role as both technical director of the NFF and interim coach of Super Eagles. The clarification has further intensified the debate surrounding his future, with fans and football stakeholders alike weighing the potential benefit of continuity versus the pursuit of high-profile foreign coach. While as Nigeria prepare for the crucial double-header against Libya in October, the question of who will lead the team long-term looms. Let me take that again. As Nigeria prepare for the crucial double-header against Libya in October, the question of who will lead the team in the long term looms large against this backdrop of his uncertainty and promise. Nigerian football fans have taken to social media to voice their opinions. Alright. Ghana Black Stars are likely to host their remaining 2025 Africa Cup of Nations home qualifiers in Nigeria, according to multiple reports in the West African country. This followed the Confederation of African Football's rejection of their home venue, the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi. CAF's inspection team had deemed the stadium unsuitable for competitive matches, flagging the major structural concerns, including poor drainage, uneven playing surfaces, and uneven grass cover. With other Ghanaian venues like the Cape Coast and Accra Sports Stadiums also failing to meet CAF standards, the country is left without an approved stadium for their upcoming qualifiers. CAF has directed Ghana to secure an alternative venue for crucial match day 3 and match day 4 ties in October outside the country. The Godswill Akpabio International Stadium in Oyo, Nigeria has now emerged as the most likely option given its proximity. This facility, with a capacity of 50,000, currently serves as the home ground of the Super Eagles. Other stadiums under consideration include Cote d'Ivoire Stade Félix Houphouët-Boigny and Stade de la Paix, Cameroon. Also, Yapoma Stadium in Douala and the Bakene Municipal Stadium in Morocco. The Ghana Football Association is expected to announce its final decision within the coming days. Former Super Eagles head coach Samson Siasia believes the team is currently lacking a creative midfielder. Siasia said the Super Eagles needs a playmaker in the mode of former captain of the side, Austin JJ Okocha, to be a world beater. Nigeria is yet to find a suitable replacement for Okocha since the former Bolton Wanderers star quitted the national team in 2006. Former Chelsea midfielder John Mikel Obi was expected to take up the role but failed to live up to expectation. Former star Alexander Iwobi has been used in the former 10 role in recent years, but Samson Siasia claimed he is not good enough to play the position. According to Samson Siasia, we don't have an offensive midfielder that can give the last pass to the striker. We have great strikers, but we need someone that is missing. Iwobi cannot play that position. He's a good player, but he's not doing as much as he's supposed to as an offensive player. We have to look for that person in the center of the field who can give the last passes and score goals. In the defense and other parts, right and left midfield, we are good. We need someone like JJ Okocha, but it has to be somebody that can score more than him. This was according to Samson Siasia, the former coach of the Super Eagles. Alright, at least let's move away from the Super Eagles talk. Let's talk about another national team. Talking about the under 20. But before we talk about the women, at least 4 countries have booked their place in the quarter-final stage of the ongoing FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Colombia. The 4 countries are Colombia, United States, Spain, and Brazil. This follows the conclusion of some of the round of 16 fixtures played on Wednesday and early hours of Thursday morning. To be recorded that Spain defeated Canada 2-1, while Brazil won Cameroon 3-1. Colombia also defeated South Korea 1-0, and the United States won against Mexico 3-2. Meanwhile, in the other round of 16 fixtures that will be played later today, South Korea will face Austria, and Germany will tackle Argentina. All right, Japan head coach. Talking about Japan under-20 female head coach. Michisakano is expecting a difficult duel against Nigeria. The 2018 champions will take on the Falconets in the second round tie at the 2024 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup on Friday morning around 2 a.m. The encounter is slated for Estadio El Teco, Bogota in Colombia. The Asian champions won all their 3 group stage matches. But Kano knows things will be difficult from the knockout round. According to him, he says it was very good that we won all 3 matches, but we know that the opponent will be tougher from now on. We need to work on improving our condition and the team's chemistry. All the remaining teams that will face from here on will be strong, so we must be well prepared. This was according to Michisakano, the coach of the Japan under-20 female team. Well, as the match will be played at 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, let me give you some insight about the 2 teams and some things you need to know to prepare your mind before the match. Well, for Japan is one of the 5 teams. Japan is one of the only 5 nations that won all their group stage games. Apart from Germany, that is the Nigeria group that won all its 3 games. Japan also won its 3 games as well in the group stage before making it to the round of 16. And also, Japan scored 13 goals in the group stage and considered just a lone goal. Yeah, apart from being unbeaten, they scored 13 goals. They scored 13 goals and considered just 1 goal. That's 12 goal difference. And for Nigeria scored 6 goals, considered 3. That's 3 goal difference. So like Michisakano said, it's going to be an interesting and tough game. Alright, at the MPFL, Michael Ibe has completed his move to Nigeria Premier Football League side Remo Stars. Ibe joined the Sky Blue Stars as a free agent. The enterprising midfielder was Katsina United's player of the season in the last campaign. Ibe scored 10 goals for Katsina United in the 2023-2024 season. The 29-year-old's experience will play a crucial role in Remo Stars' push for the league. Ibe previously played for Abia Warriors, Plateau United, and Aqua United. Now let's talk about Nigerian players that are applying their trade abroad. Alright, president of Turkish club Trabzonspor, Ertuğrul Dogan, has refused to pay 15 million euro for Super Eagles striker Paul Onuachu. Trabzonspor want to sign Onuachu on permanent deal from Southampton after he impressed during his loan spell last season. Despite the current state of the negotiation, Ertuğrul Dogan is still hopeful that they can strike a deal before the closure of the Turkish transfer window. According to him, says Onuachu was a player who played for us on loan last season. His club, Southampton, insistently demands around 15 million euros. We offered 8 million euros with bonuses. Trabzonspor cannot give 15 million euros to a footballer rather, or to a football player right now. A player from between 20 to 22 years old. It is our coach request. Then it will be considered. However, Trabzonspor cannot make such an offer to a 30-year-old player the last 2 to 3 days. The situation is clear. We will wait and see. This was according to the club president of Trabzonspor. Well, according to Dogan, talking about Etrogo Dogan, he also revealed the club backed out from signing. Okay, he said the club backed out from signing Victor Osimhen due to their financial incapacity. The Turkish Super League outfit are still in the market for a new striker. Trabzonspor have courted Paul Onuachu all summer but have been unable to meet Southampton's valuation. Doga stated that Osimhen's name was suggested to the club, but they couldn't afford the Nigerian. So Osimhen was also suggested to us. But it's not possible for us to reach those figures. Our rivals are paying 2 players as much as our total squad. You will get it according to your money. This was according to Etro Dogan, club president for Trabzonspor. While speaking with the Turkish news outlet Sabaspor outlet, Osimhen will spend the 2024-2025 season with Turkish Super League champions Galatasaray, and that's not a news anymore. Doga also stated that they are in talks with another Nigerian striker, Gift Orban. Apart from Paul Onuachu, they would like to bring in Gift Orban. Gift Orban is a player we've talked to. If our coach has a request, we will work to fulfill it quickly. All right, another Nigerian player that might be swapping clubs is Oyedika. Nigerian international Rafael Oyedika is close to joining Turkish champions Galatasaray on a permanent deal. With Belgian journalist Sacha Tavolieri reporting that the player has agreed to a 5-year deal with the Turkish Super League club. With less than a week before the close of the summer transfer window in Turkey, Galatasaray have been very active in the transfer market, having made some decent signings to enable defend the league title they won last season. The club have boosted their ranks with quality players. The club have boosted their ranks with quality players like Gabriel Sara, Elias Jallet, Ismail Jacobs, and Victor Osimhen, who joined on loan from Napoli. The Lions, as they are fondly called, are now looking to bring in Oyedika from Club Brugge, having agreed personal terms with the Nigerian. The Turkish champions have made an offer of €5 million for the defensive midfielder, but the offer was rejected by the Belgian club. Oyedika joined Club Brugge 2 years ago for a reported fee of €9.5 million, and he has become an integral part of the club. The 23-year-old has played 5 matches so far this season for the Belgian club. It is believed that Club Brugge will let Oyedika leave for a fee in region of €15 million, as they hope to make a significant profit from his sale, considering that he still has 3 years left on his contract. Alright, quickly, let's talk about other sports. Talking about other sports. In boxing, veteran boxing promoter Frank Warren has boldly predicted a knockout finish in the upcoming IBF heavyweight title clash between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, tipping his fighter Dubois to emerge victorious. The highly anticipated for September 21 at Wembley Stadium, we see Dubois defend his IBF world title against former 2-time unified heavyweight champion Joshua in front of what is expected to be a record crowd. Warren, speaking to Boxing Scene, expressed confidence in Dubois' ability to overcome the challenge posed by Joshua. Former UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya has dropped out of the UFC pound-for-pound ranking for the first time in 5 years following his recent submission loss to South Africa's Dricus du Plessis. The Nigerian born fighter who has long been a staple in the UFC top 15 now faces an uncertain future as he contemplates his next move in the sport. Adesanya's exclusion from the rankings comes after his defeat to Dricus Du Plessis at the UFC 305, where he was submitted in the fourth round of their highly anticipated middleweight title fight. The loss followed a year-long hiatus after Adesanya lost his belt to Sean Strickland in a shocking upset. The former champion, known for his striking prowess and charismatic persona, has been aiming to reclaim the middleweight crown, but was outclassed by Dricus Du Plessis, who capitalized on a ground game mistake by Adesanya to secure a rear naked choke submission. Alright, Sport Minister. Talking about Minister of Sport Development, John Enoch, has warned that any attempt at age cheating in the National Youth Games will not be tolerated. Reiterating that the games were intended for athletes of 15 years and below. Enoch will emphasize the importance of upholding the integrity of the games by strictly adhering to the age requirements called on participating states in the games to embrace the spirit of fair play and sportsmanship. He also urged spectators and fans to support the young athletes representing their state in various sport activities. This was contained in a statement issued on Thursday by the Special Advisor on Media to the Minister, Diana Mary Instant, and made available to journalists. The statement disclosed that the Minister officially declared the National Youth Games open on Thursday at the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba, the capital of Delta State. And it was emphasized that age cheating undermines the purpose of these games, and we will take firm measures to prevent it. That was according to John Enoch. Delta State is hosting this year's event, and the stage is set for an exciting celebration of youth talent and sportsmanship. On the foreign scene, talking about Formula One, McLaren had to prioritize Lando Norris over teammate Oscar Piastri in their bid to win both Formula One World Championship this year. But team principal Andrea Stella said any actions taken to back Norris in the driver's title chase would happen only within the team's principles of sportsmanship and fairness. Norris heads into this weekend Azerbaijan Grand Prix with 62 points behind Red Bull Max Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship with a maximum of 232 still available. Piastri is in 4th place in the championship with 106 points behind Verstappen. Stella, speaking in an exclusive interview, said they will do everything possible to support Lando. Well, until now, McLaren had allowed Norris and Piastri to race without interference from the Alright, on a lighter note, on the tennis scene, Billie Harris produced one of the best Davis Cup debuts you will ever seen to ensure Great Britain's quest to reach the knockout stage started strongly, even without the rested Jack Draper. Late bloomer Harris, who used to drive to low-level tournaments in a van before earning his first ATP Tour win last year, clinched an opening victory against Finland in the group stage. The 29-year-old looked unflappable in a 6-4, 7-6, 6-4 win over Otto Vatanen, which gave the host an unbeatable 2-0. Alright, Great Britain's Sonnes Qatar beat Japan's Mai Otama in straight set at the Jasmine Open in Tunisia to reach the first WTA quarterfinal of her career. Qatar, who is the British number 4, cruised out of the last 16 with a dominant 6-2, 6-2 success. The 22-year-old from Brighton is ranked 46 places below Otama at 151 in the world. Talking about football, let's talk about Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta has agreed a new 3-year contract at Arsenal, according to The Athletic. Since replacing Unai Emery in December 2019, Arteta has transformed the Gunners from also runs into genuine Premier League title challengers. Arteta's current deal was set to expire at the end of this season, but he has now committed his future to the club until 2027. It will also make Arteta one of the best paid managers in the Premier League. Arteta, who was previously on £9 million per annum, is now set to become the highest paid manager in Arsenal's history. The fresh terms will move him closer to Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola's £20 million a year salary. Well, in a developed news to what I just read, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has signed a new 3-year, and like I said earlier, will be at the North London at the Emirates Stadium till 2027. This was put in place prior to Sunday's North London derby at Tottenham. According to Mikel Arteta, he says, "I feel extremely proud, very excited, and I'm looking forward to what is coming next. I feel extremely lucky to work every single day with good people and the ambition we have here. I feel very inspired, I feel challenged, I feel supported, and I want to do much more than what we have already done together." Well, let's not forget that Mikel Arteta led Arsenal to victory in the FA Cup final at the end of the 2019-2020 campaign to claim his first major trophy as Arsenal manager. Arsenal has finished second to Manchester City in the Premier League in the past 2 seasons as the 42-year-old tries to steer the club to their first top-flight title since 2003-2004 season. Tottenham midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur has been charged by the Football Association for using a racial slur about a teammate, Son Heung-min. Appearing on Uruguay TV in June, Bentancur was asked by a presenter for Tottenham shirt before replying, "Sonny's. It will be Sonny's cousin too, as they all look the same." He says it could be Sonny's cousins too, as they all look the same. Bentancur later apologized on Instagram and said his comments were a very bad joke. The FA said the 27-year-old Uruguay international had been charged with an alleged breach of FA Rule E3 for misconduct in relation to a media interview. It's alleged that the Tottenham Hotspur midfielder acted in an improper manner and used abusive, insulting words or brought into disrepute, said a statement from English football's governing body. The FA said this constituted an aggravated breach as it included a reference, whether expressed or implied, to nationality or race or ethnic region. In terms of a length of ban, FA law says match-based sanctions of 6 to 12 games will be recommended to regulatory commissions for almost all acts of discrimination by individual participants. Bentancur has until Thursday, the 19th of September, that's next week, to respond to the charge. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap on the show. Join me tomorrow, same time, same station, same me. My name is James Oluwadurotimi. Au revoir.
Bye.
Tune in for the rhythms that make you feel alive. And get ready to power up your day every day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan. Follow us for top-notch news and entertainment updates. Don't miss a thing. So, pick up your phone and follow us on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your number one online Southwest